Redcliffe Art Society. What a wonderful treat we've been given this afternoon by Miss Huguette Racine. Absolutely stunning. So thank you very much indeed. And there's My name is Catherine McLeod, and I have the pleasure of being the president of the Redcliffe Art Society, and your MC here for today. Now, we have a very special welcome to three very talented ladies whose works are very proudly on display here today. We've got Marcellian Hunt, we have Pamela Deverell, and we also have Barb Niczynski. So today we have a wonderful experience of very different styles of art, of mediums, of approaches. And these wonderful three artists have been able to produce an exhibition that examines the relationship to the inner self, to others, to the environment, to our belief systems and spirituality. I'm going to now hand over to Pamela, who will, sorry, wrong one, to Marcellian, sorry, I've got the wrong order, to Marcellian, who will then introduce others. Thank you.
Thanks. All right, I started this journey painting with doing soundboards. My husband was the harpsichord builder, and it's a tradition that the soundboards of harpsichords were painted. So I took on the job. And we did a lot of travel and a lot of research to see about the paintings and how they were done and the floral design. If you're curious about what all of it means, because it does have meaning, there's a stand here, and I'm not going to go through all of that. You can have a read yourself. It'll take a while, so just you can have a read of that. But that's how I got started. I'd like to thank two people who aren't here today, but I want to thank them anyway, and that was Marcel Desbian and Tricia Roos, because they were my mentors when I started painting. And I just wanted, to thank them for getting me started. And then I started exploring oils and experimenting with things, and this is how it came about for me. Marcel and Trish were very openly willing to share all their vast knowledge, and for that I really appreciate it. All right, some of my works are serious messages, and they're thought-provoking, and if you have any questions about any of them, feel free to ask me, and I'll give you the story behind them. But some of them are tongue-in-cheek. For instance, the book club, and their essentials, and the still life down there. If you look at those, they're tongue-in-cheek. They're a bit of humor, just to kind of lighten things up. And I was using a play on language when I was doing them, so that's how they work. I'm talking about you taking your time and slowly looking at all the works from all three of us, because they all have special meaning. And I'm sure that they would like, Pamela and Barbara would like to explain it if you're not quite sure what it is. But be willing, please, to just stop and pause and slowly take it in. Don't rush through it, just walk past and walk out the door, because you'll really miss what some of the things are about. And I'll give you an example. When you're walking past, if you see this one, it looks like just an ordinary desert from the front. It's just a plain landscape. Desert landscape, nothing special. If you go over and stand on the yellow dots, it's called God's breath, because if you stand on the yellow dots, you'll see God's breath. And that's the only way you can see it, is from over there, or from where I'm standing here, really sideways. So anyway, I'd like you to take your time, because you're really going to explore and learn so much more and gain so much more from the exhibition if you just pause and take your time doing it. And so please enjoy the Neapolitans, us three very different people. And I would also like to thank Huguette Racine for her wit shining through her performances. And it does as she is as a person and her intellect. She's not only an awesome performer, she's an awesome friend. And thank you, Catherine, for opening our exhibition. We are very proud to have you as our RIS president. It's a real honor. To Sharn, who's not here, and the shop volunteers, and I see Chris back there and Marion's back there, and the RS people who are so great to get to know. I love our chats, and to Marguerite, I don't know if Marguerite's here or not, but Marguerite has a really humorous laugh, so that's something I really appreciate from her. And to Ben, our curator, who's not here, he flew in and flew out on Monday, but he had a training family of volunteers, and I'd like to thank those volunteers because he was an excellent curator, and he came in, he did this, and he flew back out. And he's one of the curators, by the way, from Goma. So his expertise was really, really valuable. And I'd also like to thank my special friends. I'm a bit nervous, but anyway, who are gathered here today with their unending support and their patience. And you know who you are. And lastly, I'd like to thank Barb, my critic, my second pair of eyes. Thank you. And thank you to Pam, who also stimulated me into finding out what was possible. So, an artist, I'm not a talker. And the last one, it goes to Stephen, my husband, who I'm not supposed to say this to, but I'm saying it anyway, because he's the builder of the harpsichord, but he's also my framer. He builds my canvases. He's my critic. He's been my model for some of my hands and things, and mine. He's been the mover for the harpsichord, and he's been a supporter in every attempt, so I'd like to thank him very much too. All right, now I'd like to introduce Pamela, who's the chocolate from Strawberry.
She has introduced me, so yeah, I'm Pamela, for those who don't know me. My paintings are, hear me? My paintings are an aerial perspective of our Earth's beauty, resource, and also its decline. I mainly paint from photos which I have taken of our local areas, or things that have inspired me in the increasing threat of global warming. I feel the need to preserve it, if only in a painting. Firstly, I would like to thank my family and friends for coming, especially my husband Brian, for all his support over the years and his framing. Raz Art for this beautiful space, and all the volunteers that have helped in putting this together, and to Marceline and Barb for asking me to join them in this venture. Thank you. Now I'd like to introduce them.
Hi everybody, I'm Barb Niczynski. We have a joke in our family that the difference between a pizza and an artist is that a pizza can feed a family of 4. So every now and then I come out of my art room and I say to David, I should get a real job, and a real job that pays real money. But he always says I have a real job and pushes me back into my art room. So I want to publicly thank him for encouraging me always to be who I am as a person and an artist. And so that's been really great to be able to do that. My work's on the wall over there, 0 to 9, and I use the mathematics of circles to work from 0, multiplying up to the nonogram for 9. And some of my work, I had the idea in my head and then it fitted one of those shapes or numbers. Others, the meditational process of doing the math geometry drawing inspired the work that came out of it. So have a read of the blurbs that explain each one and take your time looking at them. I like to tell a story or ask a question, so if one jumps out at you, spend some time thinking about what it's asking of you. I use pens and watercolour and a magnifying glass. The size of the pictures on the wall is the size I make them, so they're quite small. Martin from Brisbane Digital Prints makes scans and prints of my work, and he's very particular and fussy. He doesn't edit out any of my mistakes, so what you see is what you get. I do want to thank Paul from Abraham Multimedia. He's the guy here with the camera filming me. And he's done a beautiful job on my webpage, so I really want to thank him publicly for that. And John and Bronwyn from Picture Framing on Discovery, I found them so helpful, picking colours for the mats and the framing, made my job easier. To all my family and friends who are here today, they're helping or just coming to look, I really want to thank you. And to the volunteers at Redcliffe Gallery, I thank you all very much, particularly Wendy, Marguerite, Sian and Kerry. Just been a great help, and it's just such a beautiful venue, and it's run by volunteers. So walk around, enjoy and take your time. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much indeed, and it's wonderful to now declare the exhibition officially open. Certainly it's a wonderful experience that we enjoy here today, and I understand there'll be further harpsichord, yes? Beautiful, so certainly please stay around, enjoy the hospitality that's on offer, and enjoy the art. Thank you very much.